The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
The Phoenix Mile is one of the toughest in the world. Even the best drivers are not safe from its wrath. Navigating traffic is key here. Get it wrong and you are out, but get it right and you will find yourself in victory lane. A 9-race challenge begins today. The IRA IndyCar World Series starts next. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mile in the Desert, Phoenix International Raceway, for the inaugural race of the IRA IndyCar World Series, the Copper World Classic. This has been a long time in the making. There's a lot of anticipation for this race, and we at the IRA are so happy to bring this race to you. Hello, everyone. I'm David Land, and I will be your host for the 9-race schedule for this year's IRA IndyCar World Series. Just a little intro for those of you who don't know a lot about offline racing and what this is we take, here at the IRA, we take a game like rFactor or NR 2003, and we let the AI do the racing for the people. And this is great because unlike, say, a series where everybody's got to get online, you take all of that out of there, or the people who just don't have the skill, time, or money to race. This is a great opportunity for those people to shine. So, there will be 2 champions crowned throughout our 9-race schedule. We will have the overall champion, the first 26 people that signed up. They will compete at least 8 of the 9 races. The Indianapolis 500, we're keeping tradition. You're gonna have to qualify, and there are 39 entries for that race. But we will get to that when we talk about Indianapolis. There's also the Clubman Cup up for grabs. Those are partial season entrants, and there are several in today's race. We will talk about them when we get a chance. But the 2 champions at the end of the season will be guaranteed rides in next year's IndyCar World Series. But I'm not the only person around for this broadcast to help me. A lot of known faces and some unknown faces to the IRA. We're pleased to introduce them to you. First of all, Joe Donahue, our driver analyst. How are you doing today, Joe?
What is up, you jive turkeys? It's a pleasure to be here on David Land's channel for the inaugural race in the IRA IndyCar World Series.
And also alongside him up here in the booth is longtime member number 3 of the IRA by my count is Brian LaFleur Jr. Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, and it's a pleasure to be here. We're going to see some good racing here for the Copper World Classic, and yeah, let's get this stuff started.
Also joining us in the booth is the purveyor of Matt's Race News on YouTube, and he is going to give us a great perspective in terms of like journalism and statistics today is Matt Faust.
Hello everybody, pleasure to be here. Gonna be excited for this great race coming up soon.
And now to introduce the 5th member of our broadcast team. He is, you're gonna know him very well by the end of this season, I'm sure. We refer to him as Pit Lane Buddy, and not only is he going to tell us about what to expect from the pit lane today, he has a report on an incident that occurred today in qualifying between Robbie Noonan and Kyle Cuthbertson. Buddy, take it away.
Okay, obviously, I am Pit Lane Buddy. Pleasure to be here in the Valley of the Sun. Yeah, things got heated in qualifying, not just the incident between Cuthbertson and Noonan, but there was also some words exchanged between Brian LaFleur Jr. and Buddy Pulley. We'll get to that. But the on-track incident between Cuthbertson and Noonan. Noonan went over in practice, crashed, or in qualifying, excuse me, crashed. Noonan went and had some words with Cuthbertson. Obviously, very heated. Cuthbertson declined to comment, but I am here with Robbie Noonan right now. Robbie, you want to give your side of the story?
You know what? It's a really darn shame that when people have more money than Jesus Christ driving go-karts, and these guys sitting there over in turn 3 calling his girlfriend to take him out to lunch. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there driving 140 miles an hour. I didn't see crap. I slammed into the guy. You know, the guy just doesn't know what the hell he's doing. You know, there's people out there that drive with their heads up their butts. And, you know, I drive for Marlboro Team Penske. You know, I think, you know, I've earned my credentials, and, you know, I'm already sick and tired of this crap. But you know what? We got a good Marlboro Team Penske car today. I think we're going to do very well. I hope I don't run into any people, because I've already called my shrink to book an appointment. I need more medication because I deal with such morons out there.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us how you really feel. So that's the incident between Custon and Noonan. We'll be keeping an eye on that issue throughout the day. Buddy Pulley earlier, him and Brian Flair got into it on track. Pulley spun out. He declined to comment, but obviously very frustrated. He sent out a tweet that if LaFleur has any more on-track incidents with him, that there will be problems between them. So it'll be interesting. LaFleur also obviously a little bit heated. He is not particularly happy with this car. He feels like everybody at Dick Simon Racing are a bunch of assholes, getting that innuendo. But, you know, he's thinking team favoritism, so LaFleur driving angry today, and he says he will not be back at that team next year. So looks like LaFleur's going to be auditioning for a ride, so he'll be throwing caution to the wind all season long.
We thank you for that pit report, buddy, and we are going to be sending it down to him a lot during this season. And if that's anything to go off of, there's going to be quite interesting pit reports to come. So, and it's also worth mentioning that Robbie Noonan is going to be our in-race supporter. We will probably have him come in every now and then during the broadcast. So, without any further ado, let's take a look at the starting grid for the Copper World Classic. The first race, the inaugural race of the IndyCar World Series for the IRA. This grid consists of 5 different countries, an international grid today, and the grid today is brought to you by Matt's Race News. Starting on the pole is Eric Jones for Team Menard at 175.687 miles an hour. He is the pole sitter with that Menard V6 power, starting along long time IRA veteran Sky Comet. Row 2, Josh Pottinger, the Canadian driver, will start alongside Jacob Cummings, the first of the partial season Clubman Cup drivers. He starts in position 4. Row 3, John Ford, who was quick throughout practice but did not find the pace in qualifying. He starts next to Luca James in the first of the Ganassi cars. Row 4, Matt Faust in the first of the Honda-powered entries alongside Jackson Austin for the aforementioned Dick Simon Racing. Row 5 is Jake Gordon, another partial season driver competing for the Clubman Cup at 171 miles an hour alongside Chester Chalupa Jr., the IRA's first Cuban-born driver. Row 6 is Joe Donahue in the second Donahue Race Tech Tasman number 31 Honda alongside Robbie Noonan, who was the center of controversy during qualifying. Row 7, Wolfgang Stone, the second Ganassi car alongside Chris Aurelio in the Team Green 27. Row 8 is Peyton Sweet alongside Buddy Pulley, another guy who was involved in controversy during qualifying. We move on to Row 9. And the other guy, the fourth guy involved in controversy, was Kyle Cuthbertson. He starts on the inside alongside Heidrich Axelrod, the other Canadian driver in today's race. We move on to Row 10 and the second Penske car, Axel Martinez Ramirez, alongside the Japanese driver Seto Kobayashi. Row 11 will be Kyler Boggs and Trank McIntosh. The third Penske chassis car, but he is a privately entered car. Row 12 will be Luke Bradley in the first of the Newman Haas cars. They have not been on pace this weekend. They are hoping for better in the race. And the Italian driver, Vincent Peterson. Row 13 will consist of Trey Bartow and Caleb Knobb. Bartow drives for the legendary A.J. Foyt, Caleb Knobb, a rookie. Row 14, Mike West, second Newman Haas car, and Brendan Littell, who only completed 3 laps in qualifying. He is the third Honda driver. And row 15, bringing up the rear, is Brian LaFleur Jr., a serious IRA veteran, and Johnny Bryant driving the old Robbie Gordon racing car. So, we are going to get things started here immediately here at Phoenix, and we're going to go down to the trackside for the command. It's going to be Chairman Emeritus of the IRA, the one of the founding members. Race Day 2011, Robbie Noonan. Take it away, Rob.
On behalf of the IRA, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
And here we go. The engines have fired here at Phoenix, and Eric Jones will lead them off of the pit lane. Very exciting time. Sky Commons along the outside of the front row. The nerves building up, along with the revs. A new era in offline racing is about to begin. The PPG pace car pulls off the track. Eric Jones, the pole sitter, leads them down.
Get ready, boys.
And we're green. The Copper World Classic is underway. The IRA IndyCar World Series is on. And Sky Commons sweeps around to the outside. He's followed by Cummings into turn number 1. And Sky Commons takes the lead down the back straightaway.
Lots of side-by-side racing coming into these turns right here. Sky Commons leads here.
And Cummings trying to come around to second place. It's John Ford into 4th. And he falls back. In fact, the Menard cars are falling back through the field. We didn't expect this, but they are falling. We pick up
a lot of time.
Look at Joe Donahue. He moves up. I believe that's into 6th position, up from 9th.
Both of those Donahue Race Tech Tasman racing cars are doing pretty well right there. That Walker racing car in the middle, too.
And here comes John Ford to the outside, making a move for second place. Is he going to be able to get it done around the outside of Cummings? No, he's not able to do so.
Sky Commons doing a great job in the lead. He's actually pulling away bit by bit over Cummings, but there's plenty of race left to go, so it's hard to say that that lead will hold for long.
And some cars into the pits in the back. It's Chester Chalupa Jr. and Buddy Pauly. So we've already had some contact out on the circuit.
Well, Buddy Pauly lost his front wing, so you can only imagine how steaming he is under that helmet in there. But there's plenty of race left and there's plenty of season left, like I've said before, and so we'll just have to wait and see.
We're down here in Buddy Pauly's pit. I know Buddy very well. He is, in fact, very, very heated on the radio, very animated. He is not happy with Mr. Chalupa Jr. Chalupa Jr., I didn't really understand what he said, so I'm going to take it as he's okay. But Pauly, obviously, not happy at all. Bad stuff.
So we've had a 4-car breakaway here at the front of the field. It is Sky Commons leading Jacob Cummings and John Ford, and then Matt Faust is bringing up the rear of this little group here.
You can see a lot of diversity in these top 4 cars in engines and tires and such, which is good. It's a very good thing to see for us.
Definitely showing that it's not one car that's going to dominate the race and have a monopoly in this series. Great to see to be in the first race.
Everybody's equal, so everybody gets their chances eventually.
Who has moved up into 5th position, and it is Robbie Noonan. So he knew he had a good car, and he's backing up the words he had at the beginning of the race. He races with Luca James right now for that 5th position.
Penske and Ganassi cars right there. That's an interesting little duo.
And I just saw Jackson Austin coming off the pit lane, so Jackson Austin has also been in trouble out there on circuit.
Well, we're doing a really good job of staying clean racing right now. We haven't seen any major incidents that have resulted in crashes yet.
Especially what happened at qualifying. So, I mean, I think all these drivers are really just trying to get these first few laps in because, we don't want to see, any crazy racing, after what we saw at qualifying. So, I understand these guys are driving, just very calmly right now.
Very true. You don't want to be that guy who crashes on the 5th lap of the first race in the series.
Now they move into traffic, and this is where I said in practice the race was going to be won and lost. Look at this heavy traffic.
Ooh, this is hard.
Ooh, this is going to be very interesting right here.
John Ford moves down to the inside. He's going to take the lead away in the traffic from Sky Commons. What a move!
Whoa, how about that?
First to the wall. Challenge Sky Commons.
First, that was a crazy move down there. He
Really pulling away from this group as well.
stick into it, yeah.
And Faust is up to second. Look at Cummings. He blocks Sky Commons on the outside. And Cummings moves up into second.
Things are getting really heated right here from the lead, but man, that was just impressive before to see the whole right now.
And it looks like Matt Faust's teammate Joe Donahue has gotten through the traffic as well and caught up to them. Sort of.
Oh, and the yellow's out. We have a yellow.
I was wrong.
First caution of the race.
What?
we got?
Oh, it's Robbie Newton!
Oh! No!
Talk about bad luck continuing.
What is going on?
Oh.
We gotta check a replay out, see what happens.
We will have to do that after the first commercial break of the season. We will be back to the IRA IndyCar World Series, and we will find out exactly what happened to Robbie Noonan. John Ford leads the race.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Do you have a bad case of diarrhea? Come on down to CVS Pharmacy to get a box of free stool softener. CVS. Get your shit and get out.
Welcome back to Phoenix, and we're going to check out exactly what happened to Robbie Noonan at full speed here. Coming up on the lap car of Johnny Bryant, and he gets up into the wall. Folks, this, it's textbook here at Phoenix, isn't it?
Well, you know, as a lapped car, you are responsible to get out of the way. You know, you can challenge the leader. It's the only person you can challenge because you're trying to stay on the lead lap. But when you're in that position, you really should just be the better guy and just move out of the way. It's not
especially if that was the leader. I mean, hell, if something happened to John Ford and Bryant was in that mess, I mean, I'm sure the IRA would do something about that.
Wrecking the president of the IRA is not the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, that was
definitely not smart at all.
Yeah, you gotta wonder about that one. So John Ford continues to lead here. Jacob Cummings, a fantastic run right now, up into second, and Sky Commons, who really had a great run going until he hit the traffic, continues to run into third position. I believe we're coming back to the green flag. We're going to see if the pace car pulls off this time or not. No, it does not. So we've still got a lap of yellow. So, folks, what have we seen so far? How are we feeling about what we've seen so far, I should say?
Well, you know, there's a lot of great racing on the track, and everybody's, for the most part, keeping clean. Only one incident so far with all of the cars on track and how fast we're going is not that bad, considering everything that's going on here. But we still got plenty of race left, so we'll just have to see how it turns out.
I would like to add...
Oh, yeah, sure, go for it,
It's
Matt.
going to be a very interesting Matt's Race News. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, and speaking of interesting, Buddy Poley in the pits, do we have a report for Robbie Noonan just yet?
We do. There's not much I can take out of it and actually say. That, obviously very heated. Noonan, we saw what he did just in qualifying, so he's not a happy camper here after this first incident, especially getting taken out by a lap.
So, John Ford leads the race back to the green flag. The PPG pace car pulls off yet again. And we're going to get this race back underway. John Ford leads them down, and we are racing again at Phoenix. Matt Faust makes a move down to the inside.
Whoa! That was really loose from
He
that
got
guy.
so loose on there. Nice save.
And
Great
here comes
save from
Cummings
Matt
down to the inside, and Jacob Cummings takes the lead in car 91.
Hemelgarn Racing putting it out front. He's a Clubman Cup driver, isn't he?
He's a partial season driver, a rookie in the IRA, and he takes the lead handily away from John Ford.
How about that?
Great performance.
Just
I'll tell you what, boys. We have 4 clear leaders right now. We've got Cummings, Ford, Commons, and Faust. We could see the winner come from this group of cars right here.
Considering Faust got loose down the straightaway, it's crazy to see that he didn't lose much time off of that, so Vic looking very strong early.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether or not he's still in that draft. I think he is losing the draft a little bit. But it's tough to say from the position that he is in. Not to be alarmed. All he needs is Commons and Ford to get side by side a little bit, and that'll open up enough of an air pocket for him to slide back in, and they'll slow down enough for him. He'll be fine. But still plenty of racing.
Definitely early today. See how this plays out going into the rest of the race.
And you can see at the back of the screen there, the 5th place guy is Luca James, so we've really got a 5-car breakaway from the rest of the field. It's going to be interesting to see if James can catch the back of this little train here and start battling with these guys. And again, the lap traffic is going to come into play very shortly, I would assume, though we haven't seen any in the camera angle just yet.
And that's when things are going to get really dicey. I mean, like we saw with Ford early on, so I mean, who knows what's going to play out once the lap traffic hits these guys in the head.
We'll have to see how it goes.
Absolutely.
Great battle here so far. They continue to pound away. We are expecting 3 pit stops today, each around lap 30. And what are we working right now? We're working lap 23, so eventually we're gonna see some pit stops for these competitors.
And there will be a few guys who can go a little bit longer because of that yellow flag, and they came in early with damage or, I don't know, strategy. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Also, one thing we want to keep in mind, will we see pit strategy? We're not sure. Could we see someone, like Joe said, stretch the extra mile, not have to use that last 3rd pit stop, try to go through strategy throughout the race? Definitely going to be interesting to watch here at the Desert Mile.
Buddy's going to get all the action in that, so that's going to be something.
Buddy, do we have any pit reports that we can throw in here?
Not right now. We have some checking out to be very interesting cycle of pit stops, whether someone tries to stretch it, tries to maybe run a 2-stop strategy. This is going to get interesting here in the next few laps as leaders definitely start peeling off here within 5 to 10 laps.
And they come up on a massive amount of traffic. Look at that.
This is where things are going to get dicey. So
It's like the hallway in between classes at school.
Good reference.
It's like the run to lunch when the slow kids are in front of you.
Yep.
The Packers are in front of you.
And here we go. John Ford makes a move down to the inside.
Oh, they were close together.
Wow, look at this.
Oh my God.
Some of the leaders might not get through this.
This may not end well. That's Chester Chalupa Jr. leading this pack. Buddy Poli, Trey Bartow, Brian LaFleur. I mean, it'd be easier not to name the people who aren't in this pack right now.
Well, this is helping Luca James a lot with how slow everybody in front of him is going. He can catch up to the leaders and maybe even overtake.
This is definitely going to help the people that aren't catching up to that lead pack to finally catch up, get a breakthrough, and not have to rely on pit strategy. They can catch up right now, get a good break on lap cars.
And here we go. We got a battle for the lead. It's Matt Faust has moved up into 2nd. Look at this, 3 wide with Sky Commons driving around the outside of the group there.
Commons still showing that he has great speed this weekend. Hopefully he'll see that throughout the rest of the season as well.
So now it's John Ford.
He needed to do that. He felt that he was going to lose those front 2 cars, and he didn't want that to happen.
John Ford and Matt Faust. They're going to try to get around the lap car of Buddy Poley. Ford tries the outside. Faust is going to go inside. Is this going to be trouble?
Faust jumps in behind his good friend Buddy Poley. We'll see what happens here. If they work
Oh, look at
together
Sky Commons driving around the outside. Takes second place away from Matt Faust. Fantastic move.
Wow.
Power.
What a steal. That is going to be the manager for this guy, Common. He's already made some very interesting passes, so, I mean, I guess all that veteran skills really comes into play for that car.
Now Ford drives through the middle, and Sky Commons is unable to do so. Is that going to allow Matt Faust to come back in as we see Pottinger come into the pit? So we are starting to see the pit cycle start to go. So when are the leaders going to come in?
Like you guys to keep in mind, Sky Commons is no rookie to IndyCar racing. He just won the Burnt Hills IndyCar Series last summer. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this guy.
And here come the 4 leaders into the pits. Buddy, pit lane Buddy. We've got the 6 leaders coming into the pits. We've got Ford, we've got Commons, we've got Cummings, we've got everybody. So Sky Commons, pit report on Sky Commons.
Yeah, Sky Commons very happy with the way the car is handling. He's going to fill it up and get back out there. He feels very good about his chances today. See him riding around the outside. Wouldn't be surprised if that takes him all the way victory today.
And is Matt Faust going to beat him out of the pits? No!
Ooh, close.
Sky Commons is going to come in side by side with him.
Offensive.
And look at this, John Ford, they're all going to come out of the pits as one group. The top 3 all come out of the pits. At this, and Matt Faust has lost his front wing. Matt Faust has lost his front wing in the pits.
Just a little too offensive in the pits, and that is going to cost him big time.
No.
This is definitely going to bring up pit strategy here. He's going to have to use pit strategy to win this race and get back into that lead pack.
Absolutely. We'll see how long he takes to get back in too.
So who leads the race right now? Obviously, we're talking about the pit strategy. Martinez Ramirez, it says he's leading the race, but these guys are going to come around and take the lead. So I believe it's going to be, we're going to see as they come around. No, it's Axel. Axel Martinez Ramirez leads the race.
There are a few guys who have had incidents that...
And the yellow's out. The yellow is out.
Oh,
I believe the yellow's out.
This is a huge break for Matt Faust right now.
That's definitely what he needed right there.
Oh, yes. And for everybody who hasn't pitted yet, huge
break for them.
Now, what brought out the yellow? We got a car that says it DNF'd. Is that Littell? Is that Brandon Littell again?
It is.
So.
Is he the reason for our yellow, though?
Oh, wow, look at this again. It happened again.
Oh, my God.
What on earth happened there? And Brendan Littell out of the race. So that was not only a huge break for Matt Faust, but Axel Martinez Ramirez and Trey Bartow. Those were the guys who were leading the race. Tranks McIntosh as well. They just got saved.
That is what happens with pit strategy and cautions. You can get high rewards out of this sort of situation. Buddy Poley, Axel Martinez Ramirez in the pit lane. Do you have any information?
Yeah, Axel, very excited over the radio when that caution came out. He knows this is a great shot for him to get into track position. He's very, very excited and very confident in his abilities to hold off this field as he will be the new leader, I believe. Or is the new leader.
So we will take a commercial break. We'll reset the order for you, and we will be back to the Copper World Classic, the inaugural race for the IRA IndyCar World Series.
I have never heard of that shit. Who the fuck is Rachel? And what does she have to do with potato chips? Potato chips!
Have you come back and talked about Sweet and Cuthbertson yet?
No. I said I would kind of want to wait and let the AI do their thing. Oh, we're back to green, I think. Yes, we are. Welcome back to the IRA IndyCar World Series. We are back to racing. We had a crazy yellow, but it's all over now, and it's back to racing here. John Ford leads Sky Commons. There's a wheel out on the track. I don't know if the yellow's out for that. We had some cars crashing under yellow. Peyton Sweet, Kyle Cuthbertson, and Luke Bradley were all involved in crashes under the yellow flag.
We don't do debris cautions here in the IRA.
No, we don't.
And big or small, let it fall.
Either goes inside the 24 hours.
True. So. Gotta love the sound of these cars, though.
I know, that's why it's hard to commentate on these cars because they just sound so good.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
We continue to watch Sky Commons here. He is the second place man. We should give some shout outs to Wolfgang Stone and Chris Aurelio. They have moved up kind of silently into the top 10. And our pole sitter, Eric Jones, is right now running 26th.
Eric Jones is really far back. You wouldn't have expected it at the beginning of this race, but there is still plenty of race left and he can get back up there. He can. We'll see if he does. Ooh, there's Kyler Boggs.
I believe he's at least one lap down. Luca James is running in 4th position right now. And Matt Faust is missing wings. What on earth is going on here?
Oh my gosh, Matt. That's coming out of your paycheck, boy.
Matt Faust has been in the wall and almost Wolfgang Stone losing it. So Matt Faust
comes to this.
will obviously have to come back into the pits, and we'll get a pit report with Pit Lane Buddy on Matt Faust as he drives down the pit lane. Chester Chalupa almost hit the inside wall. What on earth is going on? Buddy, we have a pit report?
We are looking at Matt Faust here in the pits right now and just can't catch a break. Running so well, so early in this race. But the high attrition rate obviously has bitten Faust. Lost a wing coming out of pit road and now more problems for Faust.
Man, that's unfortunate. John Ford continues to lead this race. He leads it fairly handily right now by 2 seconds over Sky Commons and Jacob Cummings, who's just behind.
Definitely John Ford showing that AJ Ford is definitely a team to compete with.
He was the fastest in the first practice session that we've ever had for this series. He's showing his strength here today.
I wonder if they were doing long run testing.
It's very possible. He didn't have the world's greatest. Didn't have the world's greatest lap.
Oh, that's it! Crash for Luca James. Into the wall goes the 4th place driver. He continues on, but he's on 3 wheels.
We will surely have a yellow for this.
Depends where he pulls off. That's not a good place, Luca.
Ooh, we gotta follow.
Nope, he does pull off, and it's a safe pull off, but I believe that is going to bring out the yellow, and indeed, the pace car is rolling.
Tough break for Luca James, man. Such a good car running. Thought he was gonna just get into that trap, but we're gonna find out probably what happens to him since now his day is possibly done.
And we have a caution.
Indeed we do.
Hey, Luca had a great run going. He really was pushing hard and maintaining good position with the group taking a big lead out front. He still managed to keep them just within sight for the day, so we got to give him credit there.
Yes, and in addition to that, we have the leaders coming into the pit, so it's going to give another opportunity for Buddy to give us a pit report. John Ford, Jacob Cummings, Sky Commons, Wolfgang Stone, Chris Aurelio, and Tranks McIntosh are the lead lap cars. And we've got pretty much the entire field coming down into the pit lane. So, buddy, give us, please, a report on John Ford, the leader of the race.
Very happy with the way the car's running right now. No complaints, no adjustments on the radio. But he is worried. He knows Sky Commons is back there very quick. That's who seems to be his biggest competition. And Sky Commons very happy with his car. He's out there, just riding around, biding his time. We've seen him make some amazing moves this race. This race is not over. It's going to be a dogfight in the very end.
And I don't know what just happened, but Jacob Cummings and Sky Commons just beat John Ford out of the pits by a country mile.
Well, you can see John Ford got out really slow. Like, I mean, you can see the two Tasman cars behind him. To put it into perspective, Matt Faust ripped 3 wings off that car, and Joe Donahue hasn't been very competitive today, and he is right with them. So we'll just have to see how did that happen. You know, what is going on with AJ Foyt's pit crews that has happened.
So, a new leader, and we're going to take another commercial break. You're watching the IRA IndyCar World Series from Phoenix, the Copper World Classic. We'll be back.
Got itchy skin? Well, moisturize your skin with the new original sensation of CVS's anti-itch cream. But don't take my word for it. Just look at this happy, wonderful customer.
Woo, I can use that. I'm Bobby Noonan, and this is my fucking CVS.
Welcome back to the IRA IndyCar World Series at Phoenix. This happened in the pit lane between Chris Aurelio and Axel Martinez Ramirez. We saw those guys get into each other in the pit lane during practice, and it's happened again, and it's Aurelio out of the race. And with more controversy, as if we haven't had enough, we go to Buddy Poley in the pits. He's got an interview for us as we go back to green.
Well, I got word on John Ford. The reason why he's so far back and lost time on the pit lane, I quote, "We've hired a bunch of goddamn idiots for this pit crew." And I also have an interview with Robbie Noonan. Robbie.
You know, I tried getting up to these IRA officials, and they don't know what the hell they're doing up there. I'm sitting there walking up to the booth, and what do you think I see? I see 3 stooges sitting up there. There's one guy sitting up there watching Walking Dead, not even watching the goddamn race, stuffing his face with Cheetos, and another guy's playing with Hot Wheels, the other guy's throwing up his girlfriend or something like that. These guys they're not even watching the race.
You're the president.
Okay, Elio Castro Neves.
You're the president. You should do something. You what, mate?
Oh boy.
Well,
considering it was 4 Stooges, I think he needs to learn how to count before he comes to an interview.
Ooh, wow, and you know what?
That's good, because one of them's down there.
That was a great interview, but I should point out that there is a race going on, and it's a good one, as Jacob Cummings continues to lead Sky Commons here. And John Ford is just a little bit back. He's mired in the traffic. The 2 Donahue Race Tech cars are in between Ford and Commons for second place. So, folks, I believe we are watching a battle for the lead here. I believe we may be on lap 60, and indeed we are. We're working lap 62, actually.
If I were Cummings, I would just hold off as much as I can, because we know for sure that Cummings is going to make some sort of move, maybe on the outside like he's done for the past few laps. So we're going to see something pretty strange.
And here's the other thing that it's kind of worrying, at least to me, from what I've been keeping track of. We are essentially, all intents and purposes, 30 laps away from the finish. We've seen the fuel tanks are just about 30 laps. Pit stops are going to come into play here to finish this race. I do believe it may, I don't want to say a fuel strategy race, but that may be what we're working towards here.
Well, if we get a caution, we will definitely see that disappear. Fade away, I should say. Not disappear. We'll fade. If that does happen.
Just may never know what's going to happen in these next 30 laps or so. Who knows what's going to happen.
Now, here's the other thing. Sky Commons is going to really need to get around Jacob Cummings here because Ford is coming. He's it's very close at this point, and it's obvious that Ford has got a very fast car. We don't know about Commons right now.
Commons has been pushing his car really well throughout the whole course of this race.
Yes, he hangs back a little bit, then he pushes up, gets aggressive, makes that power move on the outside that nobody expects. So definitely got to watch out for Sky Commons as he just keeps making great decisions throughout the race.
He's still staying in that draft, so he's got something right with that car.
Guys, we have a pit report from Sky Commons. We have his crew radioed into him those dreaded words, fuel mileage, save, save, save. So he might stay in behind Cummings just a draft and try to save a little bit of fuel. It might come down to that here at the end of this one.
Excellent point. Excellent point. Is Sky Commons pulling the veteran move, letting a rookie lead, break that air in front of him, and save fuel at the same time? John Ford is not, he's kind of leveled out in terms of catching the 19 of Commons. It's interesting, we've got inverse numbers leading the race, 19 and 91, and the yellow's back out. So there goes the fuel strategy. What's happened?
Yep, so it's all going to come down like this. Let's see what
We're
happens now.
looking around. I have not seen anything. So,
who let NASCAR pull the
yeah, really.
I'm assuming we got a caution for a small piece of debris. So
yeah, I assume we had a debris
bottle on the apron.
Yeah, water bottle on the
or a shopping bag from the grandstands. Wink, wink.
So, are we going to see some takers here? We're seeing Matt Faust come into the pits, but I believe he is a lap behind the race. In fact, Matt Faust is two behind at 14th. In fact, we're going to take a look at the whole field rundown as we're going to get the green with about 18 laps to go here. We've got 4 cars on the lead lap right now. 5 cars, excuse me. Cummings, Commons, Ford, Stone, and McIntosh. Joe Donahue's the first driver, 1 lap down in 6th. Heinrich Axelrod, Kyler Boggs, Chester Chalupa, and Seto Kobayashi is 10th. And we roll down through the rest of the field, and no one is out of the race that we didn't already know. So, an interesting race so far here at Phoenix. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back to cover the end of the race. You're watching the IRA IndyCar World Series. AJ, what's your opinion of Jeff Andretti?
Goddamn Jeff Andretti run right over. He's all over the goddamn track.
AJ, eat a Snickers.
I'm tired of this shit. Got people out there that shouldn't even be in the goddamn race car.
Because you get a little hostile when you're hungry. Better?
More with a car owner, who cares? I'm here in Victor Circle again, and I'm so wonderful.
Snickers, the official nutty candy of the IRA. Welcome back to the IndyCar World Series. We have a quick pit report from Buddy. He has some interesting thoughts on the fuel strategy as the green flag waves.
Yeah, real quick, we saw no one come down pit road. Now they pitted with 45 to go. The pit window was 30 laps. These guys maybe a 2-to-1, maybe more ratio. 4 laps to green to caution, so it's going to be really interesting. It's 15-lap swing. Not sure that everybody can make it.
And we are getting a fantastic 3-way battle for the lead. Jacob Cummings leads Sky Commons. He made a move down to the inside, was unable to pull it off, and John Ford may be the guy looking to pick up on the pieces here.
Well, Sky Commons, he's just poking his nose down below Jacob Cummings. Wonder if he's trying to intimidate him a little bit into possibly making a mistake. He's got the veteran behind him, and he is the rookie. That is high, but he is pulling away from Sky Commons now. So we'll have to see what Sky Commons is thinking with this.
Oh, Sky Commons has a good run out of the final corner. He's got nowhere to go, though. Jacob Cummings is driving a veteran's race right now. We're working lap 75, so coming to 15 to go, and there are parts laying in turn 3, but I didn't see any wheels, so we may stay green here. And indeed we do.
Quite a race going on for the lead here.
Yeah,
Sky
nice.
Commons backs off, but he gets it back.
Dude, one hell of a drag race, I tell you what. Commons just all over Commons right now, but just can't quite get that move that he's looking for.
Man, this is tense. What a tense battle.
Interesting strategy from Sky Commons here.
Is he saving?
I wonder if Jacob Cummings is starting to get a little annoyed even with this strategy.
Oh,
looking in his mirror, seeing Sky Commons fade away and come back and fade away and come back.
So
it may take
when is he going to, pull this off? I mean, who knows?
We were really pulling away from John Ford too. It's gone down to these two drivers.
And that surprises me. John Ford has been up at the front. And what were you saying, Matt?
I think Sky Cummings, out of the original people that we said could win the race, is the only one left. Jacob Cummings is now putting himself in that group, but there only are one person left from that original group at the beginning of the race.
And now the traffic, the lap traffic. Who is going to navigate it better?
Well, the lap traffic stayed up top this time, and that's very smart thinking. You see Johnny Bryant there. He was unfortunately the one who took Robbie Noonan out very early in the race here, and he's learned from his mistakes, as we can see clearly.
As they come past the line, they're going to get 9 to go. Sky Commons is all over the back of Jacob Cummings. 9 laps to settle it in. Cummings gets into the wall. It happens, and he's into the inside wall as well.
Huge incident.
Sky Commons played it just perfectly. He pressured him and caused the mistake.
Unbelievable.
Did he push him, though? Did he touch him at all? Was there any sort of contact there that might have led for this to happen, or did Cummings just get too nervous?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable drama.
Sky Commons engineers did say, push him, he'll make a mistake, maybe run out. I'm not sure that's what they wanted him to do. Possibly getting in the back.
The pressure really, I think, got to Cummings, and I mean, who knows what happened, but it was a rookie versus veteran, and this kind of stuff happens, so who knows?
It does. Unbelievable that this sort of thing just occurs like this.
And now strategy. John Ford pulls into the pits. He has to pit. John Ford could not make it. This is going to give second place to Wolfgang Stone, I believe, yes. So Wolfgang Stone's going to move into second place. Tranks McIntosh into third. John Ford comes down into the pit lane. And, Buddy, please give us a pit report, and then we're going to take a look at the replay of the crash.
Well, how many laps do we have to go here today?
We have 7 to go.
7 to go, and he's coming into pit road right now. What does that have to say with all these other guys? They pitted at I believe at the same time as he did. I mean, can these guys go 7 more laps than him? This is going to be very interesting.
So now we look at Jacob Cummings. What on earth happened here? Let's see if we can see exactly what transpired between the two leaders of the race. We wait for it to rewind. Incredible drama to end this one, and it's not even over yet. All right. Analysis mode on, boys.
All right, well, we're coming down, clipping to the bottom of the turn, apexing well. I don't see contact.
He just loses it.
Ooh.
He just loses it.
Loses it, you're right.
Wow.
Interesting turn of events. An unfortunate
Rookie mistake right there.
Unfortunate end to the day for Hemmelgarten. They had such a great run.
Absolutely, indeed.
The word.
I mean, this is how rookies are. Very unfortunate.
Rookie mistake. Oh. Your heart aches for him. Your heart really aches for him. We are now at 6 laps to go. So, I mean, it's anyone's race now. We've got 4 cars with a real legitimate shot at winning this thing. Sky Commons, who has been one of the strongest cars all day. Wolfgang Stone, who has been quietly moving up through the field. He's now in 2nd. Tranks McIntosh, who we haven't talked about at all. He has damage to his car, but he runs in 3rd. What a fantastic drive from what I believe was a back-of-the-field start. And then we've got John Ford, the man who has been fast all weekend, but has not had the speed today. Can he work the correct strategy and win this race?
Well, let's jump down. I want to talk about Kyler Boggs in 6th position real quick, because I talked to him during qualifying, and his team, one-car Hall Racing team, they said they were just going for the best that they could do this weekend, learn about what they need to do for the upcoming races to be more competitive, and they have managed to keep their car in contention, and they are in 6th place. They are a lap down, but a top 10 finish in the first race of this IRA IndyCar World Series is an impressive feat.
I think right now, if you're a lap down, you're just going for points, and if you're in a good position to get points, great way to start off the season. This isn't like the championship race or they're only a 1-race season. This is all you need right now is good points. A win, obviously great to start off the season as well.
The pace car pulls in. We are going to have 5 laps to settle this one. The green flag is out. Sky Commons acknowledges we are racing again at Phoenix. No, we're not green. They waved it off.
Whoa.
The pace car pulled in.
See what the pace car does. If the pace car comes back out, what happened? Did someone do some... What happened?
They waved off the start. I believe we're going to get the green this time by. We're going to have 4 laps to go.
What is Wolfgang Stone going to do? How aggressive is Wolfgang Stone going to be against these lap
And there it is. Now Sky Commons acknowledges the green. Where is Wolfgang? There he is, and Sky Commons is in dueling with lap cars. It's Caleb Knob coming down to the inside of Commons. Is Commons going to drive this thing too conservative?
Well, Sky Commons starting to pull away a little bit.
Look at this move by Wolfgang all the way on the apron.
Oh my God.
Wolfgang is coming to play. Can he get around the lap traffic? Can he chase down Sky Commons for the
pushing
win?
Really hard. Wolfgang Stone is pushing, and he is just driving the ride of his life right now. He knows he's only got 2 cars in
just
between.
push it hard, man.
But he's only got, what, 2 laps remaining?
I believe we're at 3 to go.
Well, he gets on the outside, and he will make it past all these lap cars.
Oh, we had a wing flying into the, way up into the, oh, we got a car loose in the background. The battle is on for 3rd. But Sky Commons is going to take the white flag. Sky Commons, IRA veteran. Is he going to be able to pull it off in the first race of the IndyCar World Series? He's on the backstretch.
A commanding lead through the dogleg for Sky Commons. He seems to have the experience paying off now as he comes through turn 3.
And the first winner, the historic winner, Sky Commons wins the IndyCar World Series season opener. It's Wolfgang Stone into 2nd. 3rd will be John Ford. 4th, Tranks McIntosh. 5th is Buddy Poley. 6th is Heinrich Axelrod. 7th is Kyler Boggs. 8th is Trey Bartow. 9th is Seto Kobayashi. And 10th is Joe Donahue. But look at that damage to the LCI car.
Wow,
so obviously some
just proving we are driving to the end of this race.
Extracurricular activities.
Buddy Poley just came out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
You gotta wonder, if he hadn't lost that wing at the beginning of the race, where would he have been? And let's send it down into victory lane. We're not going to be able to get an interview with the winner, but, Buddy, what is the crew for that Peyton Coyne team like right now? I would imagine they are elated with the dominating victory.
Oh, my goodness. It's amazing down here. It's the amount of happiness and joy is contagious. We see people in tears. A truly historic win for Sky Commons. An IRA veteran, a lot of people said he would be the guy, and today he is. He wins the Copper World Classic.
What a fantastic, fantastic race. Let's go around the table here and talk about the race we saw today. I'm going to start with Joe. Joe, what did you think of the race we saw today from the Copper World Classic?
Wow, the racing today has just been so great. We've had, it's been conservative, it's been intense, we've had everything happen. Leaders spinning into the wall. We've had contact with lapped cars and lead lap cars. We've had commanding leads, and we've had close racing. All around, just an absolute joy of a race to be a part of. I'm very glad that I was here to be a part of this with all of you watching and everybody here in the booth with me.
And obviously, Brian, you've been around for a lot of these IRA races. There have been hundreds of races in the 3 years that this IRA has been around, run under IRA sanction. Where does this one rank?
I say this is probably, I think, one of the, probably for IndyCar, I probably would say one of my top threes. What a great start for the debut of the IndyCar World Series. I mean, we all talked about how Sky Commons is going to be a big threat for this win, and I think, I mean, if he keeps this up, I mean, I know it's way too early on, but he might be a good threat for the championship if he keeps this up with his veteran experience. So overall, great race, and I'm hoping we're going to see more for the next race.
And Matt Faust, I would assume that the next episode of Matt's Race News is going to be jam-packed.
Yeah, not only will you be sitting in your chair enjoying it, but you're going to be sitting in your chair for a while, because we have a lot to go over at this race. A lot of stuff that you may not have heard throughout the booth, stuff that I interpreted, stuff that I've heard from stuff throughout the booth during the commercial breaks. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. We're going to explain some things that you didn't really hear about. That's okay. Make sure to check out Matt's Race News. Great race, David. Good job.
And any final thoughts down there in the pit lane from Mr. BWP2933 Pit Lane Buddy?
We talked to Buddy Pulley. I'll get to that in a second. But, I mean, just an unbelievable race. 45 laps. 45 laps. We said the pit window was 30, and Sky Commons stretched it. A truly masterful piece of driving by Sky Commons. And we interviewed Buddy Pulley. You guys said he might have been up there if he had not had the contact. Here's the interview. Buddy, we're down here. Great run. 5th place finish. What do you guys say? Well, damn, Chester, Chimichanga, whatever the hell. He had to take my front wing off. We wouldn't won this thing. Chalupa? You mean? Yeah, whatever the hell. I don't care. We should have won this thing. This is absolute absurdity. Okay. All right. Thank you. Back to you, Dave.
Well, again, another, man, I hesitate to call this the Bristol of the IRA IndyCar World Series, but we might have to start calling it that. We've had more people angry at each other than I think ever in any IRA series. I mean, it's like IRA Gate times 1,000.
Oh,
but
yes.
we are going to leave here from Phoenix on a happy note. We appreciate all your viewership. We appreciate the fact that this series has gotten so much interest, and we can't wait to see you for the Matt's Race News Grand Prix at Laguna Seca. Hopefully that will be in a week or two. So, for the entire IRA, this has been David Land for Joe Donahue, but Brian LaFleur Jr., Pit Lane Buddy, Matt Faust, Robbie Noonan. Thank you to all of those folks who made this possible. Be sure to check out the highlights on Matt's Race News, and be sure to check us out online at iRacing.weebly.com. Let the record books forever say Sky Commons is the inaugural race winner of the IRA IndyCar World Series.